suction of social media and getting caught into looking at your screen, going through all those videos, we're just making it harder on ourselves for good quality sleep and recovery.
Yeah, well, and I know from experience, the times that I look at my phone more and more is really when I don't really want to pay attention to my own thoughts. So if I'm having anxiety, if I'm having thoughts that I'm really not interested in doing at that point, man, I pick up that phone and I just start looking at it. The problem with that is that the more we look at it, especially when it's later during the day, the more we look at it, the less quality sleep we're going to get. And then guess what? If you don't get good sleep, then your body doesn't relax, it doesn't recover, and then the next day you end up having even more anxiety. So it's just one big cycle. So when it comes to my sleep, I know, and I had to deal with this exact thing. It was actually my wife that really got me going in the right direction on this. So and when you're asleep, you don't really know what's going on. So you have to kind of rely on your partners to let you know what you do while you're sleeping. But she noticed that, and so I'll be honest. I suffer from night terrors. So, and it's wild. And I've had it probably since I was 15 or 16. And I'll just sit straight up in bed. I'll be breathing really hard. I don't know if something's chasing me. I don't know. Most of the time, I can't remember what kind of dream it was, but it started happening more and more and more. And so my wife was like, "Hey, we need to figure out: is it something that's stimulating it? Is it something that's making this worse?" And what I noticed was if I looked, so number one, if I really like my action movies, anything that gets you fired up, I love it. And so I like to watch movies late at night. And I started noticing that that was a big deal. We started noticing the more action packed movies that I watched at the end of the night, it would contribute to me having a less restful sleep. And going back to what Dr. Agan's talking about, it's because my thoughts are going crazy. I'm boom, 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 boom. I'm thinking about a bunch of stuff and I can't shut my brain off. The other thing that we found is that if I got on my phone, and most of the times you're going to look at, you pull up Facebook, you pull up something, some kind of social media that allows you to see everybody else. And what we found is while I was going through it, I was having so many different emotions depending on what I read that also created that whirlwind of thoughts. And then I wasn't able to go to sleep. Now, if we could have our Facebook, and I always allude to Facebook, there's plenty of Twitter, anything. If we could have it where it was all positive stuff right there at the end of the night, it probably wouldn't be a big deal besides the light emission, and you'd have to take care of that. But if everything was positive, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. The issue with it is you'll see a lot of positive things. And you might not see anything bad, but you might see something that worries you a little bit. And when that worried feeling happens, boom, it sends you right back into those thoughts.
Yeah, 100%. And if you really think about, if we're talking about brainwave states, and if we connect with, how many thoughts we're having per minute during those brainwave states, every thought has a frequency. It's like turning on a switch every time you get a different thought in, or whether you might even be dwelling on the same thought over and over again. A thought's a thought. So if you have, on average in beta brainwave state, you have 60 thoughts per minute, over throughout the entire 24-hour period. Now, a lot of that is incorporating an average. So it's not saying that you're, even while you're sleeping, that you're in those certain brainwave states that you're thinking too much. A lot of that is you pre-programmed that before you went to bed. And so, like you had mentioned, even taking in, and going back to this, let's talk about the conscious and subconscious mind. Conscious thinking is beta, where we're consciously thinking of these thoughts. And so if we can get into those lower brainwave states where we're thinking less, that's getting more subconscious. And truthfully, the subconscious mind is where we hide all of our bottled up emotions, all our bottled up stress that is truly causing sickness within the body because it's not allowing it to release. So if you look at it as, if we can get into like a theta and a delta brainwave state while we sleep, or a lot of meditation, those that meditate get into that, that theta and that delta, and it allows them to think less, and it gets into truly those deep rooted problems of our thoughts. And it's amazing.